more time on identity and access. So identity and access, obviously when we are using the storage accounts, so we need to create accounts, and we also need to be securing these accounts. So to move the data, we also need account. To use the data, we also need account. And for the users, we also need account. So identity will provide us the accounts to access that storage, to access the virtual machine. Obviously, we created some virtual machine. We created some apps. We created some storage accounts there. Now we want to give authority people to access these services. Like for example, I have created one virtual machine. Now I want to give access to someone. Like I am the admin. So I need to create a user account for that, who can access that virtual machine. Same, I have stored data over the cloud. Now this stored data, who will be accessing, I need to give username and account, then he will be able to access. Separate account for each user. Like we cannot say that only one account I will give it to you also, and to you also, to you also. No, you will have different account, I will. And not only have different account, you will also have different authority. You will have different authority, someone have different authority, someone have different. So we will be understanding identity. So identity is basically Microsoft Entra. Nowadays we are calling it Microsoft Entra ID. Now this Microsoft Entra ID services means there are providers. Different providers are available to use these identity services. Like Microsoft Azure is providing this service over the cloud. What this can do, it can provide services to the local people also. Like we already have accounts inside our company. You know, when usually companies are making their servers, they are creating Active Directory. So Active Directory will be having all the users. It's a kind of database where we have all the users, accounts, passwords and all. Already we have in the company. Like inside our company, we have 100 laptops. Every laptop is accessible through one account and password. So we have created these all accounts in one server, that is called Active Directory server. Before we were using like inside our company, these identity services. But nowadays we are having services over the cloud. Even we understood last time that there are AVDs, virtual desktops. So how people will be accessing these virtual machines? They need username and password. So now what we can do, we can use their identity services. Even our already existing identities, we can move to the cloud. Like I am already having tanveerahmed.com account in the local data center. I don't need to create again account on the cloud. But I will sync all the existing users to the cloud, and these users, already existing user, I can give authority to access the cloud services. But also we can create for the new accounts over the cloud only. We don't need to create again account on the local data center. So these two options will be available. Some option we can sync from local data center. Some option we can give from other side also. Some option is available through outside services also. So these identity will provide us all the way. So first we need to understand about Microsoft Entra. What is mean by Microsoft Entra? What is mean basically access the both Microsoft cloud application and cloud application that you develop. Like for example, if you already created a website over the cloud, or if you already created a storage account on the cloud, now only the administrator can access the storage account. But other people, other employees or other user also want to use that data. So administrator will use this identity services or Entra ID services, and administrator will create this separate account for each employee. That is why we call it Entra ID, because it is we creating the IDs for all the users. And then what are the uses for this, or who will be using that one? IT administrator, app developers, users online, or like everyone will be using. Not only the administrator. Administrators are using the identity to create the username and accounts and all that. App developers will be using to access the applications there. Like I have already created one app there. Now I hire you, and you will be logging into the cloud to make the apps. But how you will log in? You need a username, you need a password, you need authority to delete the files or update the files. Maybe you are the senior developer and someone else is a junior developer. For your account, you will be having authority to delete or update. For the other developer, it will be only read-only access. So I need to create your account also. I need to create his or her account also. It will be having different privileges or different account services. But app developers also can have user accounts. Same normal users like AVD users. Someone want to use Windows 11 on the cloud. So I will give him access, username, password. So these all users, online services, subscriber, users, administrator, developers, everyone need an account. How we will be creating these accounts? Through Microsoft Entra ID. So that is the services provided by the Microsoft, which we can create usernames, accounts, and all that. What does Microsoft do? It will be authenticating also. Like when you will log into the account, this service will authenticate you. If you are putting proper username and password, if you are using MFA, multi-factor authentication, you are allowing to use the Microsoft authenticator code, then you will be able to log into the cloud. So this service will be authenticating you for the security reason. Not only this service will create the username and password, it will also use the authentication method. So you will be properly authenticated to the cloud. Then single sign-on. If, for example, I am having 10 services over the cloud and you are logging each time separately to each service, every time you need to give username and password. But this single sign-on method, what it will do, if you log into one application one time, you don't need to put again and again and again password for other application. Like it's a single sign-on. Single sign-on means like my company provided me Teams also, Word also, Excel also, PowerPoint also, and also some other Outlook also, different application I am accessing from the cloud. But whenever I am logging into one service, if I will log into the second service, third service, fourth service, it will not ask me again and again password. Yeah, we can just access one time. We will authenticate from the mobile. And if I will be choosing another service from Microsoft, that will I need to give again username and password. Then I need to authenticate again on the mobile. That is very, very problematic for the users. If I am having a customer and I am giving access him to 10 services of our cloud, every time he will be putting login and every time he will be authenticated, he will become fed up. He will say that I will not use your service. So this is single sign-on service, means if one time you authenticated, if one time you use one application, you put your username, password, you are authenticated. Now you don't need to worry about the other application. Whenever you will open any other application, it will just say that, okay, click on this message, and then you will be having login insights. You don't need to worry about again putting MFA, again giving passwords and all that. So single sign-on option is available also in this entry. So user will be not feeling uncomfortable to putting passwords and all. Application management also is available in this Active Directories, because I can assign you specific application only. Like we are having 100 application over the cloud. So application management, I can just give you only permission to one application or two applications or 10 applications. So we can also do, and also device management. I can make sure that you are logging into the office laptop only. If you will not log in from office laptop, you will not be authenticated to any application, because I have restricted the devices over the cloud. For example, if I gave you authority to access the application, to develop the application, you are my developer. Now you are logging in not from the office laptop, you are logging in from your local laptop or personal laptop, you will not be able to log in. So I have just registered this device only to the cloud. So this service is not only providing the username accounts, this is also providing the authentication, also providing the authorization, who can do what, also providing the single sign-on, also providing the application management, how many application I will give you, you can only manage those application, and finally I can register your device also to the cloud. So this identity or Entra ID service is not only to just provide you username and password and all these things, but there are many services you can use. Authentication, authorization, single sign-on, application, and a lot more we will discuss. But these are the general overview of Microsoft Entra ID. Creating Entra ID. See, IT administrators. IT administrators only, because I am the administrator of the company. Like for example, first on the cloud, who will create the account? Manager or whatever the owner of the company. He will be having Google email or whatever the company email. He will create account. No, he don't need to understand, because he is layman. What he will do, he will just use his email account. Like I am the owner of the company, I have a one company, I have created with my Gmail one Google account on the Azure, that we will create free account or whatever the account is. That email is used for the owner. and he created the account. Rest of the thing he don't know how to use the cloud and how this. What he will do, we understood in last sessions, we will create management groups. So he will create a single management group, and he will create a single administrator inside. Like I am the you are my administrator. Now you are the certified person. You can create users and all that. So what? Yeah, because you are the certified person, I am the owner only. I will just log into the Google, Microsoft. I will create one account, and I will create one user for you there. Now I will give you 100% authority as an IT admin. So you are certified, you know how to create services, you know how to make users and all that. Because you are certified, I hire you. Now I am not doing anything. I am just an in charge of that account, because I will not give you my password. I will create your separate account inside, and I will give you authority to use that portal. So you are the administrator, IT administrator. You will create next things. You will create the applications, you will create the username, password, you will create the services, you will create the virtual machines and all that. And if even I don't want to give you all the things, what I will do, I will create multiple administrators. I hire you only for creating the username and account. I will hire another administrator who will be creating virtual machines. Like I told you last time, separate services. Like I am the administrator of my company on the cloud just for username and password, identity and management. So I am the administrator of identity and management only. I don't have any concern who is creating the virtual machine. I don't have any concern who is creating the servers, who is creating the application, who is developing. Every job have a separate administrator. So you cannot say that if you will join any company after doing this course and you will be the administrator of each and everything. No, they will hire you on a specific role. That is why after doing this course, there are 7 different domains. Each and every service have a different certification. If you want to become only the IT administrator in the identity management, there is a certification 300. Identity and access administrator, IAM administrator we call it. That service certification name SC300. If you will search over the internet, that certification specific name is SC300. So that is related to identity and access administrator. After doing this course, if you will just do that certification, even you don't know how to create databases, how to use storage, how to use other things, you just only know how to use account, how to create account authentication, these things what we discuss in this slide, and you will become an identity and administrator. And whenever you will see the profiles or whatever the job role is, they will specifically mention that we need identity and administrator over the cloud. Then you will see that what is the description. He will be managing the user, he will be managing the accounts, he will be managing the authentication, authorization, and all these things what in this slide. Then you will only apply for that job. Even they will not ask you are expert in other things. So they will just require only identity administrator. So you have identity administrator, and generally you have the knowledge of this basics also for everything. But specifically you need to become expert in one domain. Then you can apply to that domain. You cannot be expert in each and every domain. Like networking, you are saying I am not expert or I am not understanding. No worries. Because if you just want to become a networking expert, first you need to do Cisco certifications, that technical stuff, what is networking and all that. Then you will be doing specific networking certification. That is AZ-900 module here. If you want to become only network engineer in the cloud, then you will deeply understand all the networking topic. If you just want to become an identity administrator, you will do only this certification. If you want to become a storage administrator only, then there is a separate certification you can do, and then you can become expert. So separate roles are there available. So you don't need to worry. You need to choose which one you want to go. You want to become a storage administrator, you want to become an virtual machines or infrastructure administrator, which we call it. You want to become a security administrator, you want to become an identity administrator. Each and every role have a different certification. So this is general certification, then you can go for the specific. Now, Microsoft Entra domain services is also available. Like domain services, we already discussed that these are the services which we already have in our local data center, ADDS, or you call it Active Directory services. So generally we call them domain services. So domain services, we already have users, we already have accounts, we already have machines, so that we can go to the cloud and we can sync these services automatically to the cloud. That option is also available. So you don't need to worry about creating again account for the user. So you already have user account. Like for example, 20 users are already having username and password to log into local machine inside the data center or inside the company. Now you want to give access them to the cloud services. So you don't need to create again user for them. So you will use a sync service. These accounts will be sync on the cloud and automatically they will be able to access the cloud services also. So that is the Active Directory in the cloud without the headache. So you don't need to worry about the creating account again for these 20 users. So that is basically Active Directory in the cloud without the headache. Without the headache mean that we already have users and passwords. We will just give them authority to also access the cloud services or cloud things. So seamless integration also available. Seamless integration means that Microsoft Entra ID, we already have integration option available. We, for example, we are having 3 more companies. Like I am the owner of this company and I have 3 more companies. Now some of the other company people also want to access this company cloud. So what I will do, I can integrate all these 3 4 companies together in one account. So what this option is also available. Like I am having 3 different companies, 3 different company accounts, Microsoft Azure. One of the company I am having services like virtual machines and all that. But second company people also want to access this tenant, what we call it tenant. And then what I can integrate these 2 companies also together. That is not only limited to one company user also. Like before, I am saying I am having local data center, local users, passwords, they can access the cloud. That is one thing. That is also integratable. But I am having this tenant separately, this user password separately, this account separately. I am having another company and another Microsoft account. Those company people also want to access this company sources. So I can also integrate my 2 companies together in one account. So that Microsoft Entra ID is also providing this service. If you see this diagram here, these are the people, other cloud apps. Like for example, I am having this identity service for this people, Microsoft and other VPN people and account people and outside people. But still, I can also give access to the other clouds also. I am having before another account, another company, and I want to give access to my this company people to the other already cloud built in, so I can also integrate. So identity and access manager or identity and access administrator also have to do this integration. These are just file sync services, so they can sync each other. And if we want to use existing credential, obviously we understood that existing credential we can use. So we don't need to create again password for this user. Like one user, Tanveer, was already available. He was having password ABC. So we will use the same password and he will just log into the cloud services also. We don't need to create existing again credential for him. We don't need to change existing groups and permissions also. Like I already have some permission to use the data. Like I am the administrator already in the local data center. I will be having permission to use data, delete data, update data. The same permission I will be having on the cloud. So no need to change any permission. But obviously, if I want to change the permission also for the cloud, I can change. But that is normal. We can give the same access to the person also. What is the key takeaways? The key takeaways is migrate access service and the traditional domain services also. Like we are already having LDAP and group policy and whatever the people have authority, that the same we can integrate to the cloud. Administrator overhead, improve capability. Obviously, it will reduce the overhead of the administrator. Like I am the administrator of the company. Before I created 20,000 users for the local company. Now they also 5,000 people want access from the cloud. So that will be very much headache for me. Again, creating users and password. That will be very easy for me. So what I will do, I will just sync them on the cloud. 5,000 user, whatever want to access the cloud services, and it will be very low overhead for me. For the administrator, it will be very easy and also improve capability or compatibility, because if we will be just creating a separate user for the local accounts and separate user for the cloud account, maybe here I will give different permission and on the cloud I will give different permission. When he is logging into the local account, he will be having permissions different, and when he is accessing the cloud services, he will be having different permissions. So he will always complaining, when I was accessing this service, I am not getting permission to delete file. When I am accessing the local data center, I am having the permission to delete files. I am the administrator. So what you are doing, so that will be always issue if I will create 2 different accounts. But if I will have same account, I will be syncing there, he will be having same permission, and he will be smoothly working each and every both environments, so he will not complain. So it will improve compatibility also. So it will be compatible to both local and cloud. So if you see here, on-prem AD and the cloud both. So both will be very smooth transition. So it will be going. If we will compare these authentication methods also, the password, we already know that if we will just use the password, it will be low security. Like for example, if someone will know your password and though your password is not very strong, so it is very low security level, because you are just putting your username and password, and if someone will know your password, he will be having the access. So passwords will always have a low security level, and convince is high. User will be comfortable to use only username and password. So convince is high, but the security is low. But if we will use single sign-on, it will be security level medium, because he will be accessing multiple applications with single password. But obviously convenience will be very much high, because he will be feeling comfortable that I will log into one application and I will no longer log into other application when I am using only authenticate one time. So he will be feeling comfortable, but still security is not 100%. Security will be little bit medium. And then if we will use also over these two things, multi-factor authentication also, like I am putting my username and password and I am putting not more than one time, these two things, okay, fine, username, password, SSO. But after that, to make it very secure, I will also get a code on my email and I will also get a code on my mobile. Then I will use two-factor or three-factor authentication. Security will become very high. If most of the companies now, 95 or 98% companies are using multi-factor authentication, because anytime when you will log in with only username and password, you have a single SSO option available. So that single SSO option will become compromised if your password is compromised. One time you log into one application, all the application will be available. So it will be very risky. So that is why nowadays people have SSO option. So that SSO option is easy for user, but that can also create very much high risk, because if a hacker will hack the password only, with single sign on he will be able to log into all the application, even for the outside application also. So that is why we must need to use MFA, multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentications means it should require at least one or two methods after putting the password. Maybe sometime it will becoming code to you, maybe they will also authenticate to you, call you, or maybe they will authenticate you or directly sending message or email, something, whatever the reason is, they will use one or two more factors. That is why we call it multi-factor authentication. And the passwordless option is also available nowadays. Passwordless authentications is Microsoft is using inside the Windows also, Microsoft Hello. Like you log into Gmail account one time in your computer. Now they will not say every time when you will log into Gmail you need to put a password. What they will do, they will send you hello message. Whenever we are logging inside the Windows nowadays, if I am again logging to my laptop, that is my personal laptop, I don't need to put all the time password and MFA and all that. Whenever I will try to open that Gmail, one pop-up will come, it will say open your PIN or something like that, say something, and you will be logging. Even I am not putting password, even not authenticating inside. So this is the option is also available, passwordless. Passwordless mean whenever I will be already logged in one time in my laptop, that option will be already available as a biometric or pin option available. Like I will not be entering all the time passwords and MFAs and other, it will be making passwordless. But still, whenever I will be using biometric or I will be using PIN or something like that, it will be asking me and I will be just simply using that PIN. It will give me the authority to log in because I already will. That is the most famous nowadays, because I am having hundreds of applications to log in every day. So each time if I will be putting SSO also one time I need to authenticate. But this passwordless will also not give me authority to even single time I need to put password. So passwordless option is also available. Windows Hello is available. That is the passwordless option. Windows Hello mean then whenever I will put some password, it will be asking me to use only Windows Hello. So I will just put my PIN number 123 and I will be allowed, because I already authenticated one time when I open that laptop. And now next time I will just ask window hello. Window hello mean it can be a PIN number or something. Microsoft Authenticator app is also available, and I will try to log in some application. I don't need to put username and password. Directly 2-digit code, it will send it to my Microsoft Authenticator app. I will just verify and I will be inside. And FIDO2 security keys option is also available. That is small USB is available inside the market. Whenever you want to access some resources inside your laptop, because this window hello and authenticator app can also hack somewhere. Like for example, my mobile is stolen by some hacker. So whenever he will log in, he will also store my laptop and he will also store my mobile. So he will just get the code and he will log into my laptop because both are stolen. Now I cannot protect that. But if I am using that USB, whenever I will log into that application, it is not coming code also. It is not coming hello message also. It is going to that USB. This USB is separate from the laptop which is in my pocket or in my what you call purse. Now, whatever he will do, he will store my laptop, he will store my mobile. Whenever he will try to log into my account, that code will go to the same USB which I am in my pocket. That FIDO option is available. That FIDO or security keys are specific USBs available in the market. Whenever I will log in one time, I will put that USB and I will choose the hello option to that USB. So whenever I will just log into the application, it will send message to that USB and that USB will receive that code. If the USB will be attached to the system and I will be authenticated through USB. If that USB will not be attached to that system, I will not be able to authenticate. Why we are using this? Because if the hacker will hack your laptop, if the hacker will just your laptop is stolen or mobile also stolen, your code stolen, everything is stolen. But still, whenever someone will try to log in, this code will go to that USB. Nowadays very security companies are using these kind of things, like these kind of intelligence companies are using this one. Whenever they use the laptop, they don't worry about this laptop also, because I am having this company laptop and I am having company data inside. And if I am just traveling somewhere and some thief is behind me and he knows that very important data is in this laptop, he can kill me also, or he can just stole my laptop also. I am going outside and he's just stolen my laptop. So these physically hard drives also can be stolen. But when the hacker will try to open that drive or something like that, it will code go to the USB. USB, he didn't find USB is with me. So whatever he stolen the laptop or mobile and everything, it will be going to that USB and USB with me. So that option is also available nowadays. And then we have external account also. External guest accounts are also available. Now, not only our company employees or our other company's employee have access to these resources, we can also give resources to the other people outside the company also. That is called external access or guest access. Like for example, I am a company which is having multiple guests also, multiple other companies collaboration also. Now that company people are not my people. Like I am collaborating with you. I am also having cloud services, separate company. You are also having separate company, but your company people want to access my resources, or my company people want to access your resources. So this we can collaborate each other. So the collaboration option is also available in the Azure, Microsoft Azure. Like for example, what I can do, I can go B2B or I can do B2B direct connection or B2C, business to customer, business to business. Like these are the e-commerce terms. Like we can collaborate as a business to business. You have also business, I have also business. Or you are just a consumer or customer. You are not having that account, but you want access to my resources. You are a customer to me, then we can also collaborate each other. Business to business also, customer to business also. So what we can do, I will create, like for example, you already have only Facebook account, but you want to access my resources. So what I will say, okay, I will say go to this portal, use your Facebook username and password, and I will send you one code. You will be authenticated through your Facebook account only. You don't need to worry about cloud username and password. You don't need to create your any cloud account or something like that. But you have only Facebook account or Gmail account or Apple ID, but you want to use this account to log into my cloud. You can also use your account. That is B2C. Like you already have a Gmail account, you have an Apple account, you already have Google account. You want to use the same Google account or Facebook account to log into my cloud, because this Google and Facebook also cloud services. So from that Facebook cloud services, you will be accessing my cloud resources. So you will be my customer and I will be the business. So it's a B2C relationship. But if you are having a separate cloud account, separate cloud services, you are also a business, I am also having a business, I want to share my services with you, you want to share your services with me, my customers or my user want to access your services, your customer or your user want to access my services, so we can also collaborate. So these two options are available as an external identity. So simply what I will do, B2B, your user have email account also from your company, my user have username and email account from my company. What I will say, okay, send me your employees information to me. You will say my employees are abc.com 123, this is my account. What I will do, I will take your account and I will put it in my identity system. So I will say that, okay, this is the external account, allow him to this service. What I will do, I will use same your account in my portal, but I will provide you a different password. So account will be yours, but you will not use your password, you will use my password. So when you will log in with your email account to my resources, you will be having access. So we can collaborate through external people also. That can be a separate cloud service company also, or that can be just a simple normal Facebook user or given user. So we can provide. So this is the image if you want to understand B2B and B2C. So for example, if you have here, if you see here, these are only normal user, Facebook user, Google user, or all these different users. They want to access the resources of a company like my cloud. They can access through invitation or something self-service sign up. So they will simply just go to the portal. They will use their Facebook account or Google account, and they will be having one username and password, and they can able to log into my cloud services. Why this is possible? Because Facebook and Google and all our cloud services already we know, and our cloud services are also on the cloud. So cloud can talk to each other. And also B2C, they have this publish and sign up, sign in, user flows, custom policies. They will be just using the services also. Now, in terms of access, how we will be providing access to this user. Now you are logging to my cloud, what you can do inside. So that is conditional access. What condition you will be able to access my resources? That is based on the identity signals. If you are having authority to log into my cloud and you can delete the file also, I will give you different permissions. If I want to give you only time-based permissions, like you can only log into my cloud for 10 minutes, I can also do condition. So different conditional access I can provide. Like for example, if you want to access my cloud apps, so I can give you a signal, that location, device and app. If you will be logging into the same location, you will be able to access. If you will be logging into the same device which I registered, you will be able. If I gave you only to specific app, then you will be able to log in. So I can put a condition on that access. If I gave you permission to log in from Android device only, then you will be able to only log in through Android app. If you will try to open that account, Google account from iPhone, it will not be able. Same, I can put your location. If you are logging my services from outside, when I am giving access to outside people to my cloud services, that is required. Because you can give username password to anyone else, hacker or someone. You are outside person, I cannot trust you. So I need to put some kind of signal as a condition. If I gave you access to your phone, you will be able to only allow to use that phone. If I choose your location, if you are in UAE, then you will be able to log in. If you are traveling outside or India or somewhere, you will not be able to log in. So signal I will use as a conditional access. Decision, I can also make conditions on decision based. Decision based mean evaluate access conditions. So I will say that there is a decision. If you will be asking for 10 applications to log in, then you will be allowed. But if you will be asking 11 application, you will not be allowed. So there is a condition or there is a decision. So system will automatically take decision because I put permissions inside, condition inside. You are only allowed to have 10 application at the same time. If you will try to access more services, it means you are not there, someone else is trying. Enforcement, allow, denied, or required MFA. So I can allow you simply with the username and password also. I can deny your services also, and I can provide you the MFA service also. Like I will be only give you permission when you will authenticate through mobile authenticator. So I can enforce these policies also as a condition. Like you are my user. If you are known to me, I know already you are my personal user or my company user. I will say that okay, whenever you will put password, you will be allowed. But if you are coming from outside, I will also enforce that if you will put the password, after that you will be asked to get the code. You will enter the code and then you will be able to log in. So different kind of permissions or different kind of signals, decisions, enforcements I can apply just to make secure that outside people are accessing my cloud, then they will be having authority on the base of conditional access. So if I will not put conditional access, time based access, or condition based or single signal based access, you can give authority to anyone else and he can use it. So what are the common use cases? Common use cases require MFA only for the admins or off work networks. Like that one use case is for admins also require MFA, because if admins will not use MFA, maybe their account someone will hack and they have full privileges to delete things and update things. So that will be very big trouble for the company. So that should be the first use case. Administrator who is having the privileges companies, then they should must do MFA. If they will not use MFA, means they are having the problem. Allow access only via approved apps like Outlook mobile and all these things. If you are logging into my cloud through any other fake application or something like that, I will deny only. Only you need to use Microsoft authenticated Outlook. If otherwise, you will not be allowed. Permit access only from managed compliant devices, like your company mobile or your company laptop is already authorized that you are logging into my services, then you will be allowed. Like I already scan your system, I already push my policies to your system, you will not hack my system, then this device will be only compliant to my system. Block risky or unfamiliar location also. Like if I am giving you authority and I know your laptop is in UAE and you are trying to log into my application through UAE, then you will be allowed. Otherwise, it will be unfamiliar application. If even you are a legitimate user or proper user, but you are not here in UAE, you are in India on vacation, you will try to log in from that laptop from India, you will not be allowed because you are not allowed from unfamiliar location. Same, what are the benefits of the organization? Enhance security, improve productivity, reduce unnecessary MFA problems. So for the companies, it will be good to use these conditional access. Why? Because it will enhance the security. Otherwise, what will happen if the signal will change, if the decision will change, if the MFA will change, it will happen to, like we are having 1000 employees internally and only 10 people I allowed from outside. And if one allowed outside people will be having wrong access, he can destroy the whole cloud. So that will be enhancing the security. If we are using the B2B or B2C for other people, then I need to use these things, conditional access. If I will not put any condition, that my whole infrastructure will be on risk. So that if I will use these things, common use cases and how it works, then we will be having enhanced security. And then improve productivity also. And then finally reduce unnecessary MFA prompt also. Because I already fixed that if this user will be prompting for MFA, they will be allowed, other one will not be allowed. Like only 10% people are accessing from outside, so I need only 10 MFA prompts. If I will be just allowing everyone, then it will be difficult for me also to manage. And I know I give access only to 10 people outside, then I will just get only 10 access prompts. Even I am sleeping, I make automate this system. If 10 requests will come, it will be approved. If 11 will come, 11th will not be approved. So that is the same. And also we can use this role-based access control. Role-based access control mean that what is your role inside the organization? I will give you only authority according to your role. If you are a developer, you will get the developer access only. If you are normal user, you will get only normal user access. If you are administrator, you will get. So it will be as per your role, whatever role you have inside the company and whatever assignment you have. Like I hire you only from outside to do develop the app, you will not be able to delete the data of existing company. So that is your assignment only. So I can assign your permissions on the basis of role. I can assign you on the basis of appointment or assignment, and I also can give you a scope. Scope mean we understood last time that there is account level, then the management level, then the what you called subscription level, then the resource group level, then you can the resource. So there are 5 levels. So these 5 levels we call it scope. Like I want to give you authority only on the scope level of what you called subscription. Like you will be able to only see one subscription, but there are many other subscription, there are many other management groups also we have, but I will allow you only access to one subscription. So you will be able to see only to manage only application. Like I am having 3 companies, I want to build a website for company number 3. So I will give you only a tied to that subscription. You will be able to log into subscription and you will develop my website and yes, just say finish. But the rest of the 2 companies, you will not even able to see the data inside and website inside. So I will allow you only to this scope. One of the company employee is having administrative scope. I will give him management level permission. One normal administrator is only managing one subscription. So I will give only to that one subscription level scope. So these 3 things will define the scope of role-based access. We can assign you permission only on the basis of what role you have, what assignment you have, or what scope you have. If you are a big administrator, obviously, then you will be getting bigger scope. If you are a normal user, you will be getting normal scope. Why we are doing this role-based access? Because it will define the boundaries. If we will not define the boundaries of the users, if I will give you authority on the management level group, so you will be able to see my all subscription and maybe you can delete my subscription, but whatever you can. Your task is just to develop one website of one company. So I will give you only authority to that scope. If I will be giving you big scope, then like for example, me, I am having the access of only identity and access management portal in my company. But my company is also having big servers, management, storage, and different big accounts. If they will give me authority on the above level, I will be maybe seeing their servers and data and all these things. So they are not giving me that authority. They have given me only authority to identity and access management. Like I told you, we have a different roles inside the company. Maybe you will be managing only identity. Even you will not be able to see the cloud servers, virtualization, storage, and all these options. Only those administrator will be having those scope. So that is up to their role, their assignment, and their scope. Zero trust and defense in depth model. These are the security related things we little bit we need to know. These are not related to identity, but generally we have to follow these 2 methods: zero trust and defense in depth. So zero trust means trust no one. Like if you are the administrator of the company, even the CEO is logging into the cloud, you also need to be authenticated. So you will not trust even the CEO. If you are giving account to the outside people, they will also be authenticated. So trust no one. Zero trust means trust no one. Whether it is an internal employee, whether it is a CEO, whether it is an owner, whoever is coming to the cloud will be authenticated. So that is mean by zero trust. Defense in depth means we will be protecting each and every level. If you will see this next definition, we will understand defense in depth. So we need to make sure that physically we are secure, like our full company is secure through outside gates and the security guards and all that. That is the necessary of a company. Then if they will come inside identity and access, we already discussed this whole session about the identity and access. It will be authentication, it will be authorization, it will be according to role-based access control. So different things we understood. That is the second level. But after that, when someone will come inside the perimeter, like he entered the gate and now he want to enter the building, so that is the perimeter access. Like you came inside the UAE, but now you want to go to specific organization, that is a parameter that should also be secure. But when you will enter inside the building, you will not be allowed to go to the data center. So that is the another level. Network also should be secure. Like you are not allowed without any entry point inside the network, inside the data center. But when you will enter inside the data center, you will not be allowed to open that cloud or compute or something like that. Inside the portal, you cannot create virtual machines. So that should also be protected. And when you will log in into the servers, you will not be able to applications, like all the application you should not be able to see. You will be only see the one application. Like you are a developer, you came to my company, you log in inside the data center, you went inside the data center and you logging into only one server where the application you want to develop. And inside the server also we have multiple other applications. So you will be only able to see one application which you want to develop. And inside the application also, many other people are also accessing this application. There are different data. So you will be only accessing those data which you require. So see the level. First, you will be checked outside of the company on the gate. Then you will be coming inside identity. You will show the card and all these things. And then inside you will be coming inside the building. On the building level, security guard also will check. Then you will enter inside the building. Then there is a facility of data center. So as a network level, you will be also checked. Like to go inside the data center, also very protected. When you will enter inside the data center, there will be different racks. So you want to log into one rack, then you will be protected to that rack. When you will go inside the compute or inside specific server, there will be different application. So you will be only protected to access this one application. And inside that specific application also different data is there. Different people are accessing, different people are saving the data. Maybe 5 developers are working on the same application. So I will not allow you to access the other developers data also. So you will be only accessing the data which you require. So this is called defense in depth. Physically protected, logically protected, network level protected, physical server need to be protected, application need to be protected, even at the data level you need to protect it. So this is a general model every company need to follow. Why we are discussing here? Because these all 7 layers or 8 layers are applicable in the Microsoft data centers. That is why we are understanding, because we need to give trust to our users which are coming to the cloud services. So we need to tell them we have this 7-layer security. Because if we will not give this confidence to our users, they will not send data to our cloud. So Microsoft is saying that we are providing that 7-layer security. Even if you will put your data inside our cloud, it doesn't mean that anyone can have access to that, because we have 7 layers of the security. We have very strong algorithm on the data level. We have very strong encryption on the application level. We have very much good security on the computer levels. No one will be able to access these servers. And from the servers, we will be having very good security on the outside of data. No one will be entering in our data center. And outside also parameters, no one will be able to access our building. And even parameter is just a different than building. Like this is our parameter, all the wheel area, outside area also included. And then what is the identity and access management? Maybe we will not be able to enter inside the Jafza building, or free zones are there. So outside a very far company, there is a parameter, also big parameter. So who will be entering inside, that is also access. And that physical security will be there also. There will be guard on the gates and all that. We are working in free zone. So in the free zone, all the area is protected through different gates. So first we need to physically authorize to enter in this gates. Then we will all the way go to the buildings, then parameter, then inside data center, then inside servers, then inside application. Then we will be having access to this data. So we are discussing today the storage and identity. So those things are very important to the company. So that is why we need defense in depth. After last point, we have defender for the cloud. As per security, we are discussing physical aspect of the security. That is the logical aspect of the security. Defender in the cloud. We know in Windows, we are using Microsoft Firewall. Nowadays, they change the name from Firewall to Defender. Every computer have a defender. So defender is basically a firewall of the computer. So cloud also have their defender. Like we are using, if you see here, we are using this firewall defender. See, whenever we are searching the defender inside the window, we have the firewall. Now Microsoft is saying that this Windows is called Windows Defender. So we can put inbound rule, outbound rule, who can come inside my laptop, who can go outside. So I can put some rules and regulation. Same, this kind of defenders, very big level, they have implemented on the cloud. So no one will be able to pass these rules. So that is just an overview about the security logically. So they are having security mechanism, threat protection tools to access, secure, define the Azure or hybrid permission multi-cloud environment. Like whenever you are putting your services to the cloud, you will be making sure that they have a very big defender options to their cloud services, all other than the physical security also. Like they are having a defense in depth physically also, and they are also having this defender of the cloud inside. Like even if you will be having access to those data, that defender will be defending from the outside people, security things, viruses and hackers, and they can also try remotely. Like if you are the internal person, you will be through physical security, and then you will reach out to data. You are internal employee, but external hackers don't need these permissions. They will be coming through internet. So through internet, who will be protecting this defender? Because defender will be protecting us from the viruses, from the hackers, from the security threats coming from the internet or coming from logically outside, because they don't need physical permission, they are just coming through the internet. So we need to put security on the cloud services through defender. So you should know that defender for cloud mean it is same as a Windows Defender firewall, but that is a very big level firewall that will be protecting the whole cloud also. What is the purpose? Security, detect, prevent, respond. And whenever someone will try to access the data, it will detect also, it will prevent, or it will send sometime messages to the administrator also that someone trying to access the data. What are the key capabilities? It is access, secure, and deny. Sometimes this defender will also give you authority to log into the application. It will define your access, who will be able to log in or who will not be able to log in, and also it is secure and defend. So what we discussed today, we discussed two topics. One is Azure storage, and for Sunita it was already covered. She was just listening and she was saying why we are discussing again this topic. So we just recap this one, Azure storage options, and we discussed that different storage option, different various tiers. We discussed hot to cool and cold tiers and archive tiers. We discussed about different redundancy options, LRS, ZRS, GRS. 6 options are available. It is just a physical architecture what we want to save. So if we will not even use redundancy, they will be using by default LRS. LRS means they will be copying 3 copies. But if we want to use more security or more redundancy, then we can go for other options. Then we discuss about different account types, V2 and some premium accounts. Then we have understood about AZ copy, storage file, and file syncs. These are basically to move data. And then we have migration options. One is over the internet, one is without the internet, Azure box. Then we discuss about the directory services, Entra ID. Entra ID is basically not only providing username, password, it is also providing authentication, SSO, and all these kind of options. Passwordless options also available. Guest access mean we are allowing B2B, B2C, outside people also, and then conditional access. Obviously, when we are providing access to many people inside and outside, we need to put some conditions on that. If he will or she will meet the condition, then like you can only come to Zabir if you are allowed student, if you paid the fees, if you are allowed to come inside the classroom, then you will be able to attend this session. Otherwise, these conditions will not met and you will not be able. Same RBAC, role-based access control. It is up to your assignment, it is up to your role, it is up to your condition, or it is up to your matching. Zero trust and defense model or general security mechanism for the physical security, and we have a logical security of cloud also with the defender. So these are the two methods how Microsoft and how we are protecting as an organization our data, through physical also and through logical also, like coming through the internet. If you have any question in these two, Sunita, you have any question?